Yeah,
Ooh.
welcome, Dan.
Howdy.
Welcome to the show. This is Songwriters Guild Live. We've got Dan Tuffy on the show. He's just brought out an album in April, Letters
There
of
it is.
Gold.
Look,
There you go. That's
it's
the
got
one.
reflections on it.
Yeah,
It's
a little bit of
not
reflections. Can you put it a little bit closer to the camera?
yeah. I've got
But
there's
like that.
my windows. There it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Letters of Gold, Dan Tuffy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's brilliant. Okay. We're going to talk all about that and what COVID-19 did to his release schedule. And
Are we going to
but
go down that road?
well, I mean, let's first just play a song.
We may as well. Yeah, sure.
What do you
So
want to play for us?
I'm going to sing a song off this record.
Songs from
Songs
Dan.
from Dan.
Yeah.
And that I released this about 3 or 4 years ago now. It's called Stony Cold Heart.
All right.
I'm playing it on my old a Dutch-made guitar, Ro. It was built in the Netherlands in the 70s, and it's a copy of a Django Reinhardt gypsy guitar. It's not a real one, and I've tuned it down four whole tones down to B, and it's the only tuning that it sounds good in. And it doesn't just sound good in this tuning; it sounds unreal in this tuning. I love it. So it's one of those songs that just emerged from the instrument that you're playing. For all of the trouble we're having, I don't want a divorce. When I told you I was leaving, I regretted it the minute those words fell from my lips. Yeah. And I don't wanna end up with a stony cold heart, like some of them couples that we know. If love is the wisdom of the fool, well then I'm still a fool for you. And I don't want the house, I don't want the furniture. All I want is to hear you say that I'm still a fool for you. Yeah, I think I forgot a verse. That's all right. It's just the same old stuff coming back in the last verse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Same
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak,
Yeah.
right? 3 verses of Heartbreak or 4 verses, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah. Well,
Cool.
hey, so Letters of Gold.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new album. I listened to it
Yeah.
in the car.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
Before talking to me.
I listened to it a couple of like maybe a week ago or something,
Yeah.
and it's an awesome
Oh,
album.
you
It's
like it? Nice one.
yeah, it sounds so good,
Thanks.
and of course you have these wonderful mics, but it's more than that. It's
Mm-hmm.
just the way you are blended with your music,
Cool.
and also the new sounds that you're using with
Right.
the the drum computers. It's
Mm-hmm.
just yeah, very welcoming to me.
Nice one.
It's like, oh wow, you know,
Yeah.
it sort of makes the album more like something you can just digest wholly instead of
Okay.
after a while you start thinking, well, maybe I should play something else now.
Oh,
But
keeps your. You mean it keeps your attention span
yeah,
happening?
it
Oh,
does.
that's nice.
Yeah,
Good one.
I
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
actually, that's interesting, isn't it? Because like we have our. I think we have a sort of a narrowing of our attention span in this day
yeah,
and age, and
that's true.
so that's a really big compliment to hear that it actually that you could hang on to it for more than 30 seconds on Twitter. That's
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah, cool, nice one.
It's crazy.
That's a big compliment. I
Wow.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So you wrote it probably. I mean, when did you write it? That's the question. Did you write it like in years or was
No,
it?
you know what? I didn't really set out to write an album.
Hmm,
A lot of the songs. Let me see. Hmm. One of the songs, for example, on this record is about 20 years old that I never got
oh yeah.
around to recording.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, like, after I finished my last record in 2000, and I think I finished that in, what was that, 2016, 17, I just embarked on a kind of a pathway of like, let's just keep recording. Like, whenever something came up, let's just keep recording. And I did lots of sessions with lots of different people, and then um, and I also was in Australia quite a lot, and every time I went back there, I tried to do a session with Matt Walker, who I've made a lot of music with, who plays guitar all over this album and played guitar on my first solo album as well.
Okay.
And I just, the mindset was like, I'm not making an album. That was the mindset. The mindset was I'm just recording stuff, and then um, like the idea of making an album was secondary. And then
Yeah.
when I had quite a lot of material. Then I kind of like went through it and what of this of the last 3 years of this process actually works together and sounds like one thing, and that's kind of what I did, and
Mm-hmm.
that's those. So I've actually from the last 3 or 4 years of recording, I've maybe recorded 16, 17 songs, but these 8 kind of worked together.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not on purpose. You didn't do it on purpose that they work
Of
together.
course, I
But
wanted to make an album eventually,
yeah,
right?
in the
I
end.
wanted
Yeah.
to, but the approach was not like I am making an album now,
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And I got a lot of help from some old colleagues, or Matt, for example, but like really more importantly was the work that a guy I used to play in a band with called Michael Turner. From the band was called the Wild Pumpkins at Midnight. We were together in a band for 14 years, and I started sending files to him just because part of the process was like collaborating with different people, and
Hmm.
so a lot of the electronics you hear on it are his input, and
Okay.
what he kind of sent back to me resonated with me so much, and it was clearly that he and I were back in some kind of old flow together of
Great.
collaboration, and it was
Yeah.
felt really good. And he just was sort of feeling in perfectly, feeling into where I was at with the songs, and so he kind of like elevated himself to co-producer status of this record. So like that
Okay.
stuff that you were talking about the electronics and how it fits in, and it's all true. It does fit in perfectly, and it's because of the collaboration that I got going with him again that happened.
That's
Yeah,
great, man.
yeah,
I
cool.
didn't even know about this band, but
Right.
uh, Mark Werkman, he mentioned it like that was his favorite band,
Oh yeah. Right.
and he's from the Netherlands,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, we did quite a lot of things in Holland in the 90s. You know, we
Yeah.
played Holland and Germany and England, and we went over to the Eastern Europe, and we played Belgium, and I don't think we might have went down to France. I can't remember, but yeah, we were doing quite a bit back then. That band, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, good.
So it was a kind of a reignition of an old collaboration that really worked out well on this record. It had its moments, you know, like
Yeah.
collaborating with people's never always smooth sailing, but
No,
yeah.
but this sounds really nice. You want to
Cool.
do another song?
Yeah. How about let's see. I might just change guitars
All right.
now that we're talking about the album.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll do a song. I'll do a song off the new record, and I'll just hang on. I've got to readjust myself. I've got to. One of the cool things about the new record is that it's challenging me because I don't have the musicians with me that I made the record with, and it's I'm going to go out and do some shows soon when this COVID thing's over, and
Yeah.
one of the big challenges is how do I reproduce this live,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not that worried about getting it right perfect, but but it's been fun because I've started working like this. Here we go.
All right. Go ahead.
This one's called Honey Flow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Out to the shed, set our microphones. And watch them little lamps glow. And get yourself a honey flow. Oh my, where did that little sound go? Don't stand there waving from the shore, get in the boat and row. Yeah. Get yourself a honey flow. June, July, August, September, light a fire, help me remember that sweet, sweet song, oh honey, honey flow. That sweet, sweet song in the long, long ago, oh honey flow. Honey flow.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's awesome. So you used that percussion thing also yesterday, and I was like,
Yeah,
"What?
look,
Did he put on some a water tap, or is he a sample of a water
well,
tap?"
it's like, I mean, actually, I need a percussionist, really.
Right.
I mean, you can't sort of keep that groove going on the guitar and then just stop it and pick those shells up and shake them. But
Well,
I
it
thought, fuck
worked.
it,
It
why
worked.
not?
No, it worked.
Yeah, I like,
But
I like the percussive element of music. It really, that's what kind of, I don't know. I just like that a lot.
Yeah.
and I like playing with people who've got a percussive, groovy feel or something. So,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah. So not specifically a percussionist, but he could be a bass player
oh yeah,
or a guitarist. But the way he plays his instrument
that's it.
or her
Yeah, in the
instrument.
groove,
Yeah. I got you.
in the groove,
Yeah.
in the
That's
groove. And I mean, the TR-08, this Roland drum machine that I've got,
hmm,
it has its limitations, of course, like because it's machine-like and everything. And I don't overuse it. I try to use it like if I'm doing a live show, it'll be like through 2 or 3 songs in the set. I'll use it. But one thing I really, really like about it is the hand claps.
all right.
I fucking love the hand claps on it, and
Okay.
you can't reproduce them in a studio. It's just such a good
Can
sound.
you show us a hand clap?
Let
Is
me
it possible?
see. Look, the hand. Well, if I play that groove I just played, that one, that one,
Right. Yeah.
that is just classic TR. Well, it's the old 808 drum machine, the old hip hop thing.
Yeah.
But the clap I love, and the bass drum I really love too.
Yeah.
And I've got some of my best friends are drummers, and they're really like, well, what are you doing?
Right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
look, don't take it personally. I mean, I love the way you play too, but
Yeah.
there's something about that hand clap and that bass drum on this machine. Just doesn't, you can't, it's like you can't reproduce it live
No.
with
And
a
it
real
surprised me
instrument.
so much to hear it on your album.
Right.
It really, I really liked it. So,
Cool. Yeah.
yeah. Because you are such a deep, I would say, acoustic folky
Mm.
songwriter, and then
Right.
to have some beats going on there
Mm.
as well.
Yeah.
That just brings it out into a new plane, a new.
Mm. It's interesting you say like it's true. I do see myself as a songwriter, and that I'd sort of touch on, what you just used the adjective deep,
Mm,
but like the music I listen to is just I don't listen to anything that's anything like the songs I write. Like
okay.
I'm listening to funk and jazz and
Oh yeah.
hip hop and
Oh yeah.
you
Okay.
know
Yeah.
so I mean, and
Hmm.
uh, I've been wanting to pull some of that, but I don't play that stuff. Like if when I
Right.
play bass or something, I could play bass in a soul band and feel really happy.
Hmm. But you
So,
probably have the feeling. I mean, I recognize that you're saying, well, I mean, I like it so much, but if I would play it, it would just ruin it, sort of.
well, I mean, I'm a storyteller,
Right.
and I'm not a funky front man.
Yeah.
I'm not, but like the funky part of me is more in my groove, in my feeling for groove. So, like if
Yeah.
I was in a funk band or a up tempo, more rock outfit or whatever, my position and my role would be bass or percussion for sure, and not like prancing around at the front. I'd be in the engine room,
Right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like by bringing the stuff, the elements, the electronics and the beats and the percussion into my music, that I'm sort of doing myself a bit of justice. Like that I'm not just
Yeah.
going yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
fuck that, you know. Yeah.
That's good. That's
Mm.
good. So, yeah, I do want to touch the subject
Yeah.
about your plans that went totally haywire.
Mm.
Um,
Fine. I mean, I'm over it.
yeah, because the thing is, it's a story that probably I mean that a lot of artists can
Oh,
relate
I
to.
don't think I'm the only one.
You
No,
know,
no.
so you got everything lined up. You got a
Oh,
great tour.
yeah.
Yeah,
I had
that's
it.
what you told me.
Who had it all? It was all looking so good. The
Yeah.
record was really probably for the first time in my career. Like when you're planning a release and concerts and everything, and you're finishing a record, it's not easy to get everything in the same channel and heading in the same direction. That the apex, that it's all coming together at the right time.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to create that perfect situation, and which means having the record out in time, having the reviews, having bookers months before the record comes out interested, and that all actually working out for you, and that you not don't feel like you're pushing uphill. And
Right.
in this case, it was all working out. I had shows here. I had the shows that I wanted to have. I had here. I had shows in Australia, a great looking tour in Australia. I had people buzzing about my record. I had a record company even take it off me and go, "We want to do this. You don't have to do this on your own."
Right.
You know, I had the whole thing, and it's like I've been in the music business for a long time, and it was like, fuck, this is all lining up in the way I've tried to make it line up for 35 years, and it's all happening, and I'm not doing anything
Right.
really. Well, I put a
Yeah.
year's work into it, really, but
Mm-hmm.
everything, there was no struggle. It was all, oh shit, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then the record was scheduled to come out on the 24th of April, and it was already in the pipeline, and it was all happening, and the promo had gone out and everything. And when did Corona hit? Sort of March,
Yeah.
just before that. And
Yeah. Half March. Yeah.
and I just watched the tour, the list of shows, all the shows in Holland, just like they just dropped dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this sort of bunch of really great shows in Australia that was like a, well, if you imagine a sort of a nice, beautiful big house, just started, the windows started falling off, then the door fell
Yeah.
off, and the front fence fell over, and then weeds grew in the garden, and then someone lit a
Yeah.
fucking fire and burnt it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's a
I
good
was
image.
left with that. Um, but yeah, like you know, I'm not the only one, so
No.
you know,
Nah, that's true.
yeah.
So yeah, you just have to yeah rebuild. I mean, like us, like I mean, the album is still there. You know,
Well,
that's
that's it.
yeah.
That's kind of like what you would hope, that you kind of always hope. I think if you make a record, if you commit so much time and energy and resources, you know, money,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, to making something, a piece of art, a piece of music, um, there's some part of that you 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 want that to last somehow. You
Yeah.
know, and I've, as I sort of, I know, as I have gotten older. No, but as I, you know, I realise that's really more important to me than the effect that the album will have on my career. What's more important to me is that I
Yeah.
can, or you or anyone who likes this record can, in 10 years' time, put the record on and go, geez, that still sounds good. You know,
Yeah.
that's yeah. So I've still got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark, he says he saw you once on a, and there's probably a, a YouTube link
All right.
that
Yeah.
goes to a show.
I wonder where that is.
Yeah, Mark, just that YouTube link, we don't see that. So just tell us where
There'd
did
be
you
a
see it?
few. There'd be a few old YouTube footage of us up there doing that
Okay.
thing. I had a lot more hair then.
Sorry?
I had a lot more hair.
Oh, okay. Mm. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
So probably won't recognize you. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you want to do another song for us?
Yeah, sure. Now I've got this little guitar. I'll do one of my like real simple two chord type songs. This one's on the
Okay.
record. It's called Sandy Track.
Let's first say that
Yeah.
Mark saw you at the EM2 in Groningen in
Oh, y-
'95.
oh, you were at that gig.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I know that's one of the, yeah. Okay, so that gig was filmed, and we do have the old band has footage of that gig on there, and I kind of remember that being a kind of unattended show, like not
You
that
mean
many people in the
not many
audience.
people? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. So he was lucky to be there.
Yes.
Yeah, he is from Groningen, so.
All righto.
Yeah. All right, man. So
Okay.
yeah, just tell us about what you're gonna do now.
This song's called Sandy Track. Up where I grew up in northern New South Wales in Australia, there's a beautiful. Well, there's a lot of dirt roads going through the bush, but there's one in particular that heads south of my village, where I grew up, along the coast, through a sort of basically a wilderness, coastal wilderness area, which is becoming more and more popular as time charges on. But of course, the local council and people with land down there, not everyone, but a lot of people really want that road tarred because they want the visitation and they want the development that will happen and they want the economic benefits of that. But it's going to be the end of the natural beauty of that place if that happens. And um, actually, this song isn't really a protest song. It's really my feelings about that part of the world in a song. And the other thing I wanted to say about this song is the local Aboriginal people, the Dunghutti people, who they have some sacred sites down there and they're very connected to the country there, and their voices been largely overlooked in the discussion about whether to seal this road or not. And anyway, the song's called Sandy Track. Sandy track, sandy track, sun is shining through a crack, yeah, burning holes on my back. Down along that track, down along that track, that sandy track. Diamond python in the rafters, cabin filling with blue smoke. See them shadows growing longer, see them growing on the road, down along that track, that sandy track. Two chords, baby. And wherever my life takes me, wherever I might go, I always have you with me. And sister, don't you know, down along that track, that sandy track, here lies Angel and Jack, brother Kyle and Zach. Sun's still burning holes in my back. Down along that track, down along that track, that sandy track. Shake it.
Great song, man. That was on the album as well. I really loved that one.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
funny.
there,
It's
yeah,
not even. It's barely a song. But it is. It's two chords and some words, but it's still a song.
yeah, it sure is
Yeah.
a song. It's also
Yeah.
the way you play it.
Mm.
You know, you start playing with your thumb and the
Yeah.
fingers, and it's almost like there's two instruments. You know, there's like this
It's a
it's
groove.
a sound. Yeah,
It's a groove.
yeah, it's
I
a
had
real
the
groove.
groove. I had the groove for years, and I was like, how, what is that? And then you can put a lot of pressure on yourself, thinking, I've got to turn that into a song. And I thought, well, the groove is the song.
Mm-hmm.
You just make it the groove, and then sing along with the groove, and then and add a few things, and that's enough.
Yeah,
The simplicity of that.
yeah. It has to do with timing as well.
Right.
If you can, you're a good timer with your vocals. So the
Oh yeah,
groove is
phrasing.
important. But
Yeah,
then if you don't time with the groove, then it's nothing
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So it just all works out.
No,
So let me show you something that somebody says, I have to tell, that's a record company. It's called
Yeah.
CRS, Continental Record Services.
Yeah. Well,
They
they've
have
actually
something.
released this. They've released this record,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and they also were involved in the release of my last record. So, yeah, I've worked with them for a long time. I run, we're looking over that thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I also run my own label, and I've released other records where they've distributed my stuff, but these
Mm-hmm.
last two records of mine, they've actually licensed them off me.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And so you're going to be on July the 5th. You're going to be
Yeah,
at Blue Room Sessions. Is that
that's
like
right.
an online concert? Or what
No,
is that?
that's a real live one.
A
So
real
that's
one. Yeah.
yeah, that's like one of these. Things are opening up slightly,
Yeah.
and
That's true.
like for example, this Saturday I'm playing in Enschede at a place called Tank Station.
Tank Station. Yeah.
Right, and it's one of those 1.5 meter concerts and maximum 30 people. And on July the 5th, the Blue Room Sessions in Den Bosch. That's the same sort of thing, and I think I think I'm playing twice or three
Yeah.
times.
Twice, I believe.
And down there, I'm playing with. I have some musicians with me. I've got Madelif and Vlyman on the bass, who also played bass on this record,
Okay.
and I've got a fella from Utrecht called Stefan Wolfs. Great guitar player, pedal steel player.
Hmm.
Plays with Judy Blank.
Oh yeah, Judy Blank. Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Country.
and I think he
A rising
played.
country star.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
And he's also played with a few other people. I think, and he also he shares a studio with that band from Utrecht called the Rock Band, the Wolf.
The Wolf.
Yeah.
Hmm. Maybe
But
I know
anyway,
that.
but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Great musicians, both of
Yeah.
them, and
Good.
they've got the groove.
Yeah, that's
They've
okay.
got the
Yeah.
groove, man, and that's why I play with them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, man. So those are your plans. You're starting to play again. So probably a couple of those tour dates are still there. I mean, tentatively.
These ones were fell away, and then were rebooked, and then
Right.
I've also got a couple of rebookings in October.
Yeah.
In October, and I'm hoping a few more start coming in after the summer. But I'm playing in Amsterdam in October at the Ro Bioscope.
Nice place.
Great
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'm also playing at Burger Race House in Deventer in
Mhm.
October. They're
In the
two
in the big
shows that are-
hall.
No, I don't think so.
In the
It'll be
cafe.
more- it'll
Probably
be
in the
more-
cafe.
More in the front.
I like that
Oh,
actually a bit more.
Yeah,
I have to say.
yeah.
Played
look,
there once with Davey Lawson. That's great.
it's cool. Yeah,
I love that place.
yeah. And speaking of Davey Lawson,
Right.
I've just had contact with him because he released 3 records on my label
Yeah.
in the way back when 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just sent me some new recordings.
Okay.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
He wants me to mix them. He sent me the loose tracks.
So he's been recording himself.
Oh, this is
Or
stuff he
somebody.
recorded in Glasgow in 2013 or 14, and then he had kids and dropped it.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
didn't know if he really liked the recordings, and
Right.
he's sort of rediscovered them and has sent them to me, and I love them. I think they sound fantastic. So I might
New
mix
songs.
them. I might mix them for him and help him get them out.
And they're new songs.
Well, new as in
I mean,
we've never heard them.
unreleased. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
yeah,
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
We'll see. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's too much work for me to mix it. I might say, Davey, go and get it mixed somewhere else, pal. But bring them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do another song?
I think it's probably a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Get this old guitar out.
We've been talking so much. I think this is the third song, right?
Is it really on? I did. No, it's the 4th,
Really?
isn't it?
Can the people Mark? How many did he play?
No, I've played 3.
You played 3.
Yeah,
So that's good because that fits with the time
perfect.
that we've been streaming. So
Yeah.
So this is
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
try.
your last song.
Yeah, look, I was gonna play something on this, but actually I'm gonna do an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play one off my new record
Yeah.
with a drum machine beat, which is on the record. The drum machine beat's not on the record, but I've just been mucking around with my 808 this morning, and I
So
found a beat that might work. And
you so
on the record, the groove is very solid on the record. It's the song called "Can't Contain My Feeling," and the groove is with bass and guitar and a bit of kick drum.
yeah.
And to really play it and have a groove going, I really need at least a bass player with me, which I do have, and it really rocks when we play together, Madeleine and I, or Judith and I, or whoever is playing. But sometimes I'm thinking I'm going to probably end up going out and doing some solo shows because there's just no money in these lowly populated gigs. Story of my life.
And even now it's even worse now. Eh?
Right, but I'm used to the lowly populated gigs, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've just been mucking around this morning with this song on this groove setting.
All right.
And it's a what do you call that? It's a premiere.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Ro. Is this where we say goodbye and sayonara and all of that, or do you come back after the song?
After the song, yeah, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So I'm a little bit agitado about doing the song like this because I've never done it like this before. But let's try. The song's called. Oh yeah, it's called "Can't Contain My Feeling." I keep dragging that same old load of rocks and stones up the wrong side of the hill. I tell myself I'm easier on my own. Oh yeah. I can't contain my feeling. I can't contain it. I can't contain my feeling. I can't contain it. All right. Snow fell in daylight. My eyelids flooded. I heard a rooster crow. And everything we put in place to make love safe vanishes like that lace snow. I can't contain my feeling. I can't contain it. I can't contain my feeling. I can't contain it. There'd be an instrumental here now. Instrumental. Take that step. Lose yourself. Take ain't safe, but it's what we need. I can't contain my feeling. I can't contain it. I can't contain my feeling. Ooh, yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
Woo!
Woo!
Nice. So yeah, this is what Mark says. 808 rocks, man. So he likes it.
Yeah, I was a little bit, what is this? Because I can kind of do it like, I can do it without the drum machine, like, actually.
But you do it a bit faster then. Is that what you're saying?
I think I've got
Yeah.
the tempo wrong on the old TR-08.
I don't know, because I think on the album it is the version that you just did.
A bit slower.
Yeah, I really like that actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first song on the album, isn't it?
It's the first song on the album. It is.
Man, that first song.
That's it.
I turned. I mean, I started the album and I was like, "What the hell is this?" You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
That song really drew me in completely.
Yeah. It's it's a 2-chord thing. It's one of those 2-chord things.
Yeah.
Again.
But so emotional.
Yeah, right.
The way you sing it. Yeah. That's
Thanks.
really worked for me.
Well, that's right. Like even 1 chord works if the emotional content is.
That's true.
If you're singing from that place, I think that's the place that resonates with listeners. Anyone, any voice.
Yeah.
It's not about good voice, bad voice, but any voice that's sort of connected to that place is going to resonate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You know that.
Yeah.
You do it.
Well, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So thanks a lot again, Dan, for being on this show. I want to wish you all the best with the tour.
Great.
And if there's
it's
anything,
not a tour yet.
No, not yet. But
No.
yeah, if there's anything we can do together, help each other out with something,
Sure.
Just let me know.
All right, mate.
And well, I want to thank everybody watching. It's been it's really important to I would say to help out artists right now. So go to a show in Den Bosch or in Enschede or in Amsterdam, and support the artists. Yeah.
On your road, great little initiative. This stuff that you're doing with the Songwriters Guild and your little open mic sessions on Tuesday nights. Really.
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope to see you again one time.
Sure, mate.
All right. Bye bye, everybody.
Ciao.